Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ashley and this is another bookish video. Hello friends. So I can't believe that it is already the end of December and it is gonna be 2024 like so soon. Like this year has flown by. And you may have noticed that I haven't posted in a while, but I did start a new job. And like with the holidays and everything, December has been very busy. But I am back and I will definitely be trying to post a lot more in December or in 2024. So I want to get started with that by posting my first TBR video for 2024, my January TBR. And if you have watched my other TBR like game videos, you know I have had like I played like this TBR game. I did take like a couple months like a break from playing that TBR game. But for 2024, I did like kind of revamp it a little bit. And like I changed like the jars. So if you haven't seen any of my TBR videos, I have my TBR game, which is called Owl Choose Your TBR, which is like this like kind of colorful TBR game board. And then I like drew from jars like that had like different prompts, like it had like title prompts, A to Z prompts, color prompts, miscellaneous prompts, whatever. Like just like different colors meant like one color was for like the A to Z prompts, one was for like genre prompts. But so for 2024, I am going to be changing it a little bit. So each jar will have like a different like genre and then the prompts that go with like that genre. So like this one is romance. So anytime I land on like a pink square, I will draw from this jar, and all the prompts, like I would have to choose a romance book based off of the prompts here. And they are like the prompts are more tailored to what is on my physical TBR, because a goal for 2024 is to read more of my physical TBR. So like the prompts that I have on here are definitely going to help me with that, because what I was doing in the past, like it was very hard to get like books that I was in the mood for or that were like on my physical TBR that I really wanted to read. So I wasn't reading the books that were like on my TBR. So yeah, these hopefully will be more like tailored to what is on my shelf. But I am excited to give it a shot for 2024. So yeah, I have romance. I have historical fiction, because I do have some historical fiction on my like physical TBR. I did not read very much historical fiction in 2023. I think I only maybe read like one or two. I can't remember. I read like over 70 books. But yeah, it wasn't very many, but I do have like quite a few historical fiction books on my TBR. And then I have fantasy. So this is just like regular fantasy, because I also have a fantasy romance. So I have fantasy and then fantasy romance. So obviously like this is for my like romantasy books, and then this is for just like normal fantasy. And then I have one for literary and contemporary like fiction books, just normal like fiction books. So I have that. And then I just combined these three, thriller, horror, and mystery. I just combined it all into one jar. And then I have one which is kind of like a free space, because it's for like any genre that's not listed. Like if I wanted to add like a different genre, like I know I like sci-fi. I have some sci-fi, but not very much. Or if I want to like read like maybe a graphic novel or something, that could be in here as well. So yeah, those are like the different prompt jars. So yeah, I am excited to play my game for the first time for 2024. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. We will start playing my game now with the first roll. Okay, so I have my little game piece there, and I have my dice, and then my jars are all here. So let's go ahead and do the first roll. And I got 7, 12. Oh, so pink. So that is romance. So let's see what prompt I get in the romance category. First prompt. And all right, so a romance book that has mental health rep. All right, I will have to search to see what I have that has this representation in it. Okay, so for the first roll, I got a 12 and landed on a pink square, and that is the romance prompts. And the prompt I picked out of the romance jar was a book with mental health rep. And for that, I'm choosing Take a Hint, Danny Brown by Talia Hibbert. I read Get a Life, Chloe Brown, I think like a couple years ago and loved it. And I finally got my hands on like the second, like this book, and I have heard that this does have anxiety rep in it. So it will work for that prompt. And yeah, I've been meaning to like continue reading about the Brown sisters for a while now. So yeah, I am very excited to add this. So yeah, this is the first book on my 2024 TBR. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and do roll number 2. And an 8, 10. Oops, sorry. So light yellow, and that is historical fiction, which I'm kind of excited about because I've been wanting to read more of my historical fiction on my TBR. All right, got the prompt. Sorry. So a person or people on the cover. All right, I will go find a historical fiction book with a person or people on the cover, which is probably will be pretty easy because I think a lot of historical fictions have like a person, at least one person on the cover. Okay, so for the second roll, I landed on a light yellow, and that was historical fiction, and I drew the prompt person or people on the cover. And for that, I'm choosing The Frozen River by Ariel Lahan. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. This is a historical fiction that I just recently got in December from Book of the Month, and I've been hearing really good things about it, especially in the Book of the Month like Facebook page that I'm a part of. People have been saying that this book has been really good, so I am very glad I picked it up. And it is also on my like wintry themed TBR, or like it was, I made like a little like TikTok of 24 books I want to read in like that are wintry, like for winter of 2024, and this was on this, so I'm excited to read it, and it says it goes back to Maine of 1789, and then I don't know too much about it. I think there's like a little bit of a mystery or thriller aspect in it too. So yeah, I'm very excited to read it. I want to kind of go into it a little bit blind, so I don't want to read too much of the synopsis. But yeah, I've heard really good things, so I am excited to add it to my January TBR. Okay, we're going to go ahead and do roll number 3. 11. All right, another romance. All right. I got my jar here. That's the prompt. I folded these up good. Sorry, that flew all the way over there. And alright, so BIPOC romance. Alright, I will find one of those. Okay, so for roll number 3, I landed on the romance square again. And the prompt I got was a book with BIPOC rep in it, so person of color. And for that I'm choosing Set on You by Amy Lee, which has Asian representation in it. And it follows, I think this is like an enemies to lovers, or like nemesis to lovers. They're like gym nemesis. And Crystal, like the main character, female protagonist, is a influencer. So yeah, this is part of like, I think they call it like the influencer like series. Like it's a set of like, it's different romances. I also have the sequel, I can't remember the name of the sequel. But I mean, it's not like a direct sequel, but it follows different characters and they're all like influencers of some kind. So I think that's kind of cool, like, to show like an influencer, when I'm reading. So yeah, I'm excited to read this, and I don't know anything about like the gym or anything, but I think this will be really fun, fun read. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and do roll number 4. 11. A lot of big numbers. A purple, new color, and that is fantasy romance, my favorite genre, so I'm excited for this one. Let's see, got a prompt here. Alright, so weapon on the cover. Alright, so a fantasy romance with a weapon on the cover. I will have to look through my books. I know there's probably a lot that have a weapon on the cover. So for the 4th roll, I landed on like the dark purple square, and that is fantasy romance. And the prompt I got was weapon on the cover, and I might be like cheating a little bit by doing this. But I have 2 choices, and that is A Kiss of Iron and Blood and Steel. They both have weapons on the cover, and they are both on my 24 and 24 TBR, like fantasy romance TBR. I made like several videos like for 24 books in each like genre that I read mostly. And these are on my 24 and 24 fantasy romance TBR, and I want to get to these like right away in 2024. I just don't know which one I'll get to first, But so I'm gonna add both of these, and like, I mean, if I read at least one of them in January, I will count it. I just don't know which one I will get to first, but I am very excited for both of these. But yeah, so yeah, they definitely both have weapons on the cover, indie romances, and yeah, I'm very excited to read both of these, and we will see if I can get to at least one or both in January. Okay, this will most definitely be the last roll, and that the last books I showed you are probably the last books if I get over a 6, but we will see what I get. And yeah, I got a 12, so yeah, the last books I showed you were the last books on my January TBR. I will go ahead and go over the books again with you. And then I will also talk about some other books that I want to read, and also some books that I might want to read for Winterween, which is going to be on January 5th. Okay, so that is it for my first round of Owl Choose Your TBR for 2024. And we will go over the books I have on my January TBR. So the first book, I know it's like backwards, but the first book I got was a romance with mental health rep, and I chose Take a Hint, Danny Brown. And then the second book I got was for a historical fiction with a person on the cover, and I chose The Frozen River. And then the third book I got was a book with BIPOC rep, romance with BIPOC rep, and I chose Set on You by Amy Lee. And I didn't mention this, but this one was also on my 24 and 24 for romance. And then for a fantasy romance with a weapon on the cover, I kind of chose 2 books. So I have options. I have A Kiss of Iron by Claire Sager and Blood and Steel by Helen Shearer. I am so sorry if I pronounced that wrong. But yeah, I am excited for all of these books. I now want to talk to you about my Winterween TBR. That is like the readathon that is happening, that is hosted by Gabby from Gabby Reads. So yeah, I'm gonna go over like the prompts that she has and the books that I am hoping to get to for that readathon. Hello, editing me popping in again because I forgot to mention a book club pick that I'm excited to read for in January. And that is The Quiet Tenant by Clement McCallan, which is like a mystery thriller, I think. It's a psychological thriller about a serial killer, and it is narrated by those closest to him. Says his 13-year-old daughter, his girlfriend, and the one victim he spared. That is all I'm reading. I don't want to know any more than that. That just sounds amazing, and I've heard really good things about it. But this is the book club pick for Katie, from Katie Colson's channel here, her Patreon. So it's for her. It's her Patreon buddy read for the month of January. So yeah, I'm very excited to read this in the month of January because yeah, I've heard really good things about it, and I'm excited to read it and like hear everyone else's thoughts in like her Patreon as well. So yeah, definitely excited to read this one. Just wanted to add this here. We will go ahead and continue with the rest of this video. Okay, so starting on January 5th, like I said, Winterween, the readathon will be starting. I am very excited for this. Again, this is hosted by Gabby Reads. And she also does Summerween, which is a lot of fun. So yeah, Winterween. I like love the prompts that she has for Winterween for 2024. So yeah, I'm very excited. So let's go ahead and get started on like the books I am hoping to get to. So the first prompt is to read a book in the dark, which for any of these books that I'm going to show you, I just plan on like reading them at night, possibly with like a night light or a light or something, or like a lamp, and it'll be at night. I think that counts. I'm hoping that, like, I'm pretty sure that counts because I've done that before in like the past with these like readathons. She always has that prompt of reading something in the dark, which I think is a lot of fun. And then so the first like book prompt is to read a book with a witch on the cover, and for that I have A Witch's Guide to Fake Dating a Demon. This is like a cute little like witchy romance between a witch and a demon, and I'm just assuming that she's like these are the main characters and she's obviously a witch. So I'm gonna count that as a witch on the cover. So yeah, I think this sounds like it'll be so much fun, and yeah, I'm excited to read this one. And the next prompt is to read a book with a winter or snowy setting, and for that I'm gonna read Secrets in the Dark, which is the sequel to Voices in the Snow. So this definitely has a like wintry setting in it. And I'm pretty sure that'll continue with the sequel, especially since Voices in the Snow ended in like a cliffhanger. So yeah, I don't know why I've been reading off the sequel because I've been wanting to know what happens next. But yeah, I'm excited to get to this one. And Darcy Coates' books are very fast reads. So yeah, very excited to read this one. And then the third prompt is to read a book with a purple on the cover. And this one is very purple, and that is Mr. and Mrs. Witch. And I think this is like a witchy like twist to Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Which that movie was like hilarious. So I'm hoping this gives like kind of the same vibes as that. And it'll definitely be, it's like lovers to enemies. It's like a lovers to enemies back to lovers. So yeah, this sounds like it'll be so much fun. And again, like it has like a witchy theme to it. So yeah, excited to read this. And then the last prompt is to read a book with the letter W in the title. And for that, I am going to choose Night of the Witch. So I'm sticking with the witchy theme here. And I think this is a YA fantasy, or it might be an adult fantasy. I'm not sure, but I think there is romance in it as well, between a witch and a witch hunter. So yeah, I'm excited to give this book a try. And I just love this cover as well. Like the green, I think is so cool. So yeah, those are the books that I have on my Winterween TBR, and I'm very excited. So yeah, I'm keeping them like it's gonna be like pretty easy, like simple books to read for that readathon, because I don't know how busy I will be during those days with like I'm still like transitioning into this new job. So we will see how much I am able to read. Because I will be switching to overnights as well for that new job. So yeah, hopefully I can get to like most of them or all of them. And then also I'm very excited to read the books that are on my January TBR from my TBR game. So yeah, if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching, and Please let me know in the comments a book you are excited to read for January, or any books that are on your January TBR, or if you don't have us make TBRs, let me know a book that comes out in 2024 that you are excited to get to at any point of the year. It doesn't have to be January. But yes, please comment down below, like this video, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.